Now on CoastTV News.
Road remedies. Drivers say Route 16 is in desperate need of an upgrade. What it's going to take for DelDOT to smooth things over. Fighting fears. President Trump's deportation plan sparks local concerns. How nonprofits are stepping in to support the need. And freezing federal aid. How it could impact trillions in government spending and programs that millions rely on.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Travel troubles ahead. Drivers say this road needs fixing and fast. Good evening. I'm Christina DeRobertis. Welcome to Coast TV News at 11. We begin tonight just down the road here in Milton. And whether you call it Route 16, the Milton-Ellendale Highway, or Broadkill Road, a lot of people seem to be calling it a mess, which is why the state is exploring multiple options to calm down traffic and make things safer there. Our Coast TV News reporter Brendan Conroy is live in Milton tonight, and Brendan, talks about fixing this road have been going on for more than a year now.
Christina, this is exactly what people are fed up about. They think it's taking too long, and some want to see an overpass, some want to see more traffic lights, while some don't. But this is exactly what DelDOT was doing at their meeting tonight, taking those suggestions from the community and taking care of those first and making those people happy if they can. But it seems like it's going to take a lot longer to get all of these things done than you might expect. Driving from east to west in Sussex County likely means a trip on Route 16 through Milton and Georgetown. But some drivers say they'd rather take a detour.
Everybody's going 60 miles an hour. Just do the math, and it ends up with a lot of dead people, which is why our accident rate's incredibly high compared to our population.
DelDOT held a meeting Tuesday afternoon to discuss potential changes for Route 16, like the reconstruction and repaving of the roads, or more stoplights to make things safer. But Jeff Davis, who travels down Route 16 frequently, thinks this is just one of too many projects on the table.
They're 10, 15 years behind schedule. They should have been done way before all the development came in and all that stuff, that it would have been not having as much problem that they do.
Like I said, DelDOT was showing pictures and graphics to people that were in attendance at the meeting, but let me show you what it looks like in real life. Right here we have a stoplight sign on its side, not supposed to be that way. If you follow me a little bit further down over here, you can see these electrical wires are a little worse for the wear, and that's why DelDOT is working as hard as they can and having all these meetings to make sure these fixes are made as soon as they possibly can. DelDOT with a lot of projects on their plate right now, so it might be a little bit of time before any big changes are made or even seen, but the goal is to make these roads as safe and easy to travel through as possible. According to DelDOT, this has been a study since 2024, and for Route 16, they're looking at maybe putting some pedestrian crosswalks, some bicycle lanes, but making sure that if they do, it's not also making it for more traffic. Live in Milton, Brendan Conroy, Coast TV News.
Okay, thank you for that, Brendan. And so this is all part of DelDOT's Coastal Corridor Study. And the study also focuses on the intersection of US 9 and State Route 5. According to DelDOT, that is the most congested road in the area, and the department says by 2050, it might need extra lanes. Moving on now, the Lewes Fire Department spent the evening conducting an ice rescue training. Take a look at your screen here. This is on Red Mill Pond, and firefighters say this is the time of year that ice rescues often happen as temperatures warm up and ice is not as thick as people or animals might think. And on that note, we're going to take a live look into Lewes and turn it over to our First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Paul Williams. Good evening, Paul.
Yeah, well, you know what, Christina, we're talking about ice anyway, and you saw different levels. You had some of the white ice that was loose, and some folks were on top of the ice. Well, first of all, it's best to just keep off ice, period. But if it's 2 inches or less, you've got to leave it alone because you'll immediately fall through. Well, what we saw was just some gentlemen that were there, so possibly up to 4, maybe 5 inches thick with the ice, which makes sense because we've had that amount of cold. If you start moving equipment on the ice, you got to have about 5 to 6 inches. A small car or truck, up to a foot, between 8 inches and a foot. And a medium-sized truck, well, you need a foot of ice thick, or up to 15 inches. That's kind of the range there, just for that particular story. Now, where we are right now, Salisbury, we're at 37 degrees, and we're going to start bouncing back and forth in the 30s and 40s for the night under mainly clear skies. Coming up, we're going to talk more about your full forecast because we will clock 55 degrees in some areas.
Okay, thank you, Paul. We're talking now about a different kind of ICE. President Trump following through with his plans to deport illegal immigrants. Organizations on the coast that help homeless people are making sure people have their proper identification. Homeless programs across the state were contacted by Housing Alliance Delaware with a number of resources today, which lists constitutional rights on one side and what to say in case someone is approached by ICE on the other. Trish Hill at the Pallet Village in Georgetown says everyone at the Pallet Village was notified about the possibility of ICE showing up now that it's no longer a protected area. But she says there's no need for anyone there to worry.
So much of our community here in Georgetown has worked to do the proper thing with immigration, to get their papers, out in Kimmytown and other parts of the area. They're doing it the correct way, and this is not something that we should have a community uproar and panic about because, as a community, we're pulling together and doing the things we need to do.
Now, Georgetown Mayor Bill West and the Georgetown Town Manager both say neither of them, along with the Georgetown Police Chief, are aware of ICE agents in town. Getting IDs and handing out these cards are just safety measures. And this does bring us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know what should be the community's main focus for homeless people. Let's take a look at the results, and it looks like 52% saying job training, 40% say stable housing, and just 8% saying access to IDs. You can still vote. We still want to know what you think. Go over to coasttvnews.com or use our mobile app. Closer to home now, a trip to the beach in Lewes could cost you a little more this summer season in spaces that have been free in the past. That's those non-metered streets. The city now looking to add a paid permit parking system. The city is proposing a $100 fee for permits per season for locals and $250 per season for visitors.
We need to have some control factor that we have not had in the past. But I think that the residents who permanently live here should get a break on the cost if they decide that's what they're going to do versus people coming in just to visit.
And the city is also looking at increasing the metered rates in beach lots. Well, a setback for the Trump administration tonight, a federal judge temporarily blocking its plans to freeze all federal aid. The last-minute ruling came just before the freeze was set to take effect at 5 p.m. Tuesday. And as Sherelle Hubbard reports, the action has caused widespread outrage and confusion among agencies across the globe that rely on federal funds.
It will not stand. It cannot stand.
Former vice presidential candidate and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz fired up over the Trump administration's freeze on all federal grants and loans.
It's an outrageous power grab.
The move potentially impacting trillions of dollars in government spending and public programs serving millions of Americans. The new White House press secretary defending the freeze.
It means no more funding for illegal DEI programs, for the Green New scam, for transgenderism and wokeness.
The administration later tried to clarify, saying there would be, quote, zero impact on programs like Social Security and Medicare.
Donald Trump's administration is lying to you. The White House's attempt to walk back what they did today does not match what we saw on the ground.
But Illinois' governor was just one of many who reported being unable to access federal Medicaid funds on Tuesday. Lawmakers say the freeze could set the stage for a showdown at the highest court.
It's illegal. It's unconstitutional.
The judge said the pause will preserve the status quo while she considers the challenge to the freeze plan. She's expected to issue a more permanent decision on Monday.
I have a lot of questions because not one damn person thought this through.
I'm Sherelle Hubbard reporting.
An updated budget office memo sent out midday directed any agency impacted by the freeze to answer questions related to their purpose, such as aiding undocumented immigrants, climate policy, diversity programs, or abortion. And the budget office has directed agencies to submit their answers in less than 2 weeks. At least 23 states, including Delaware, and several nonprofits have already sued the Trump administration over this move. And all of this, of course, having some local impacts here on Delmarva, specifically in Wicomico County. Although the decision has been halted by a federal judge, if the White House moved to pause all federal grants and loans, it could hurt the Salisbury Airport. Back in October, the airport was awarded an $800,000 grant to help bring a new airline on board, but that money still has not made its way to the Eastern Shore. And while talks with an airline have been encouraging so far, local officials are worried this federal pause could change that.
New air service is risky, and these low-cost carriers know that. So they're going to go where the opportunities are, and if we scale back this opportunity here on the lower shore with our airport, the potential is we lose this new air carrier, and that would be economically detrimental to the region.
Still a lot more news to get into this evening. Coming up, your breakfast budget might need a rewrite, why egg prices are not cracking anytime soon. But first, Sussex County Speedway just got the green light for bigger races, but why not everyone is cheering?
Here's a look at your Bay forecast. 55 on Wednesday, 44 on Thursday, and scattered showers on Friday. Your full forecast in 60 seconds.
When choosing windows and doors for your home, at Pella, it's your choice. We manufacture maintenance-free vinyl, fiberglass, and wood-clad windows and patio doors, all with lifetime warranties. High performance, energy efficient, and loaded with options to help make your house your home. Industry first features and benefits make living easier and increase your home's value. Visit our Experience Center or call us today to schedule your free in-home consultation where we bring the showroom to you.
Time to see Matt the Carpet Guy. Wait, what happened to the store? The people of Delmarva have been tricked into thinking they can't buy the flooring they want. At Matt the Carpet Guy, we bring style back to your home with a wide selection of LVP starting at $1.99 and tons of carpet options. We have the color and the style at the right price. Wow, there really is no place like Matt the Carpet Guy.
Matt the Carpet Guy, magically affordable.
Well, we are going to start enjoying much milder afternoons. However, it's still going to be a bit on the chilly side at the beginning of the day, so you're going to have to do the bait and switch on your wardrobe, you know. Our Tidal Health camera in Salisbury, holding at 37 degrees right now. Now, this is indicating we're going to go up to 40, but basically we're not going to see the temperatures move by much. We're going to toggle between the 30s, mid to upper 30s to low 40s for the rest of the night. We're at 41 degrees in Milton, as well as Georgetown and in Delmar, but we're holding at 37 degrees in places like Salisbury as well as Ocean Pines. But we are 8 degrees warmer than we were 24 hours ago in Georgetown. So we're trending up and in the right direction. But we have winds also staying very active at this point. Gale wind warnings in effect until 7 o'clock Wednesday in the evening for places like Fairbanks, St. Michael, Cornersville, as well as Cambridge and Madison. But on the other side of the peninsula, we also have some additional gale wind warnings for Slaughter Beach, Broadkill, Lewes, Rehoboth, Dewey Beach, Ocean View, Fenwick Island. And with a gale wind warning, we're talking about 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts or even stronger than that. Now to the south, in Ocean Pines, Ocean City, and those areas, we have a small craft advisory. Now remember, the small craft advisory means the winds aren't quite as strong. Gale wind warning, 40 miles per hour. Small craft advisory, about 25. But breezy regardless what part of the peninsula you're on, and so take that into account. See, we're looking for example, our future gusts, our forecasting models indicating that the winds are going to hover at about 29 to near 30 mile per hour wind gusts for Wednesday evening. Then they'll pick up momentum again on Saturday out of the west-southwest up to about 30 to 31 miles per hour. Saturday, they'll start pouring out of the north at that same general velocity. So it's mild but breezy on Wednesday. Thursday, the cold front comes pushing through, and so we're going to be chilly in the morning hours. So, you know, we're looking at temperatures in the 50s. We're looking at 54, for example, in Vienna, and we're looking at it staying at the 50s, like 57 degrees in Berlin, actually. But take a look at our future feels like. Our future feels like we're looking at 21 for Thursday morning, We progress going into, let's say, Friday morning. We're going to be milder. Going into Saturday, we're back to near freezing. Then we drop off again on Sunday, back into the teens. That's going to be tricky. But we're going to bounce back and forth between the 40s and 50s for the next few days. So we're going to stay above the norm. But as you take a look at it from a regional standpoint, we're still going to be chilly in the morning hours, okay? Even though the winds are coming out of the south. Same holds true from Ocean Pines down to Pocomoke City. Then Saturday and Sunday, we will be into the 40s both of those days. Finally, here's a look at the Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling extended forecast. Rain on Friday and Groundhog Day on Sunday.
Thank you, Paul. Well, the owners of the Middleford Speedway in Seaford will now be able to race larger vehicles at their track, despite claims from some nearby neighbors that they already do. Sussex County Council members approved a conditional use permit for the Speedway today. Documents from Sussex County show the Speedway's use of larger vehicles dating back to 2010. The Speedway's attorney says different vehicle use is likely due to changing ownership, and the current owner filed for the approved conditional use permit in 2021. The permit's approval caused some mixed reactions at Tuesday's council meeting.
We've got people across the street that have young kids that can't put them to bed till the thing's over.
And I think it's important that we keep facilities like this open, especially ones that are involving our youth.
County council members at today's meeting say if the permit had been denied, like some neighbors hoped, the Speedway would only have been allowed to race smaller vehicles moving forward. Well, sorry, egg lovers. You can expect to continue paying high prices for the breakfast staple. The high price being driven up by the ongoing bird flu outbreak as well as inflation. Government data shows the average price of a dozen eggs was $4.15 last month. A price outlook from the USDA estimates egg prices will increase about 20% this year, and local restaurants are already feeling the pinch.
We're going to keep trying to absorb that as long as we can, but if they go up 200-300%, we may be having another conversation.
The USDA says bird flu has killed over 17 million egg-laying hens in November and December. That is nearly half of all the birds killed by the virus last year. Be sure to join us on Saturday for the Delmarva Job Fair. If you're looking for a job, there will be dozens of employers on site in the gym at Delaware Technical Community College in Georgetown. Bring your resume this Saturday, February 1st from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and admission is free. Coming up next tonight, the debate over book bans takes a new turn. What the Department of Education is doing now. And next, a major Google Maps update, what's changing and why.
Wednesday only at Johnny Janosic. It's our huge one-day sale. Take an extra 20% off our everyday low prices. Plus, save up to 70% on clearance items. Wednesday only and only at Johnny Janosic.
I've needed a new left hip for about 15 years. The last 2 cortisone shots I got were bone on bone, and they didn't last 6 months. They lasted maybe a month. I was in a lot of pain. The staff at the Joint Surgery Center at Atlantic General Hospital were incredibly helpful. I was back to work 2 days short of a month, which I found amazing. You learn to trust people when you get good care.
Start your journey to relief today. Atlantic General Hospital, expert care every day.
McMullen Septic Service. Inspection, that's our business. Pumping, that's our business. Installation, that's our business. Repair, that's our business. 3 generations and 70 years of experience. We do it all. Remember, every 2 to 3 years to pump your septic to keep things running smoothly. Serving Southern Kent and Sussex counties. Trust McMullen Septic Service for all your septic needs. Your business is our business.
Go Glass. Repair, replace, upgrade, or enhance. Go Glass is your go-to for everything glass, friendly and fast. From our Infinity insulated glass windows that we bake right here on Delmarva, to auto glass, and from shower doors to beautiful glass railings, even screen porches and patio doors. Go Glass is your one-stop shop for everything glass, friendly and fast. Online at go-glass.com. We're proud to be Delmarva's #1 glass company. Go Glass.
Wednesday only at Johnny Janosic. It's our huge one-day sale. Take an extra 20% off our everyday low prices. Plus, save up to 70% on clearance items. Wednesday only, and only at Johnny Janasic.
Delmarva's hit music station, 102.5 WBOC.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Google is going to comply with President Donald Trump's executive action to rename the Gulf of Mexico. Soon, Google Maps will change the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. In a social media post, Google explained it has a long-standing practice of changing names that have been updated in official government sources. The name will be tweaked when the government database is updated, and Google will also change the name of Denali, America's highest peak, back to Mount McKinley. Former President Barack Obama renamed the Alaska landmark in 2015 as a nod to the region's native population. Both changes stem from an executive action that President Trump signed shortly after taking office, and Google says only U.S. users will see the name changes. Parents worried about school libraries getting rid of books no longer have recourse with the Department of Education. The agency's Office for Civil Rights announced Friday it has rescinded all guidance on age-appropriate books. It's also no longer employing a book ban coordinator to investigate complaints. That news came in a press release from the department, which announced it is dismissing 11 existing complaints. The release explains the agency believes schools should have local control over what materials their libraries stock, and it called book ban complaints, quote, meritless, and said they are, quote, premised upon a dubious legal theory. Well, Boeing reported an annual loss of $11.83 billion today, the company's largest annual loss since 2020. The results come after Boeing released preliminary results last week showing a wider loss and lower revenue than analysts had expected. Still, Boeing said today its shares jumped nearly 8%, and it was making progress on increasing plane production. Boeing did not provide financial targets for this year, but has previously told investors it planned to hit $10 billion in annual free cash flow by 2025 or 2026. Coming up in sports, a Henlopen North girls basketball clash. See if Smyrna was able to sweep the season series over Dover.
Quick reminder about the Delmarva Job Fair on February the 1st from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Delaware Technical Community College. Be sure that you go by there if you're looking for a job. By the way, here's a quick peek at tomorrow's forecast. Winds are out of the south.
Designed to outlast and outlive. Toyota trucks are unmatched, unstoppable, unequaled. Take Tundra, built in America, with an available iForce Max Twin Turbo Hybrid engine, with top-of-the-line tech for on the job and on the road. Buy a Tundra now with $2,000 customer cash or take 1.99% APR financing. Toyota, let's go places.
Coastal Home Roofing is your source for all your roofing and siding needs. We do not take any down payment. You don't pay until the job is done. Protect your home even further by taking advantage of our lifetime labor warranty. Schedule a free immediate estimate with our team by visiting our website or giving us a call at 866-976-5462. Coastal Home Roofing, Delmarva's roofing and siding experts.
About 83% of homes have rodent activity. One of the most common signs is mouse droppings. Mice can leave up to 100 droppings every day. Don't mistake these droppings for chocolate sprinkles. What you don't see is more concerning. Mice also leave behind urine. A thorough inspection from a specialist is required to develop a treatment plan specific to your home.
Active Pest Solutions, your local pest expert.
For more information, go to activepestsolutions.com. That's active without the E.
This is a freaking lousy crawl space.
Hey FLC, I've got a freaking lousy crawl space. Do you have excess moisture under your home or even standing water? You probably have mold. And if you have ductwork, you have a delivery system for that mold directly into your house. This is a freaking lousy crawl space. This is a floofing lousy crawl space. You want to take your crawl space from lousy to lovely, call FLC.
DSN Plus is more action. 4 additional live stream games every weeknight and full replays on demand. DSN Plus is more local. 5 live games every weeknight, showcasing high school showdowns and regional rivalries across Delmarva. DSN Plus is more access. Watch on your mobile devices and smart TVs. And remember, DSN is still free over the air and on cable. But get more with DSN Plus, just $6.99 a month. Download the Delmarva Sports Network app from your app store today.
Robert F. Kennedy, President Donald Trump's controversial pick to lead the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, faces Congress for his confirmation hearings this week. It comes as a new poll shows views are split along partisan lines when it comes to trusting Trump and Kennedy on health issues. The survey found Democrats are more than twice as likely as Republicans to say they trust the CDC. When it comes to vaccines, the survey shows the vast majority of U.S. adults still believe the benefits of vaccines outweigh the risks. In addition, the study found Republicans trust Trump and Kennedy almost as much as they do their own doctors. It is a critical part of health. Staying active not only helps a person physically, but also gives a mental health boost. But when it comes to children, it can be hard to compete with things like devices and video games, especially when the temperatures dip low. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has ways to keep kids active even when it's cold outside.
When the weather gets colder, the body's need for physical activity doesn't take a break. All year long, experts recommend children 3 to 5 stay active throughout the day, and those ages 6 to 17 should be moving for at least 60 minutes every day.
Being active helps our body fight those cells that are going to come in and maybe make us sick. Being active also boosts our mood.
While it's easy to set kids in front of a screen when it's cold outside, limiting time on devices should be something parents do all year long, says Catherine Sherry with Children's Healthcare of Atlanta's Strong for Life program.
We can read, we can play games, but we also want to take care of our body and we want to get outside.
Getting children outdoors in the winter may be a challenge, so Sherry says to do it as a family and make it fun. For younger kids, play I Spy while going on a walk, or get out and collect nature items to later make a collage. For older kids, race to the next mailbox. If you have to stay inside, Sherry says screens can also be used to promote activity. Check out apps that will get them moving. She says there's also something called competition bingo, where children complete tasks like 20 jumping jacks or making up a 1-minute dance routine in order to win.
Doing things that are fun and enjoyable are going to help our kids want to participate in.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And Cherie says another key thing to remember is that it's important to stay hydrated. She says it can be easy to forget to drink water when it's cold outside, but adults and children are prone to dehydration no matter the temperature. She recommends keeping a filled water bottle in an easy-to-access place.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Tonight, Dover girls basketball hoping to split the season series with Smyrna. To the first quarter of action, it's Sarah Benson of Dover floating in 2, finishing with 19 points on the night for the Senators. On the other side, Amai Ellerby knocking down a 3 for the Eagles right here, dropping 16 total points in this game. After quarter number 1, Smyrna led 13-12. But here comes Amani Sudler and the Senators. The sophomore nailing the 3 from the corner. The guard had every answer on the other side, scoring 15 points as the Senators win in overtime 50-49 over the Eagles. Staying in the Henlopen Conference, Lake Forest boys basketball at Seaford, first quarter. Blue Jays up 36-32. Lake Forest shot off the mark, but Darius Miller grabs the loose ball and slams it down to put the Spartans within 2, but Seaford quick to respond. Mikey Matthews finds Arion Purnell, who lays it in. Blue Jays up by 4 again, and from there the home squad took over. Swag Matthews to Purnell again, and Seaford was rolling. Next up, it's Swag to his favorite target, Purnell, and the Blue Jays go on to win 53-46. And today, Del Mar alum and University of Maryland field hockey players Josie Holloman was named to the U.S. Field Hockey Senior National Team. Holloman and 37 athletes are preparing for the Olympic Games cycle and to compete at the FIH Hockey Nations Cup in Santiago, Chile on February 23rd to March 2nd. That'll do it for sports. Have a great night.
If you haven't heard by now, CoastTV is looking for the most passionate Eagles fans in the community to feature in an upcoming segment. Whether you've been tailgating for decades, have an epic collection of Eagles memorabilia, or have an unforgettable game day ritual, we want to hear your story. So you can shoot us an email at news@wrde.com if you think you're the #1 fan or know someone who deserves the spotlight. Coming up next, why travel experts say now is the time to plan your next getaway.
Download the CoastTV News app on your Apple or Android devices.
Now it's time for Roofer of the Day. Led by Tyler Hershey, the crew at Hershey Exteriors came out with a strong game plan. It all started with excellent coverage, highlighted by an equipter and protective netting. But Hershey didn't stop there. When they spotted any openings in the roof, boom! They closed the gaps, keeping the home safe from any leaks. And they provide a free Golden Pledge warranty that's backed by GAF. Now that's a game changer. If you need a roof, I'd go with Hershey Exteriors because life is sweeter with Hershey Exteriors.
Taylor Oil Company leads a family of services offering energy solutions to Delmarva since 1927. We serve all customers with our own qualified staff of seasoned professionals, allowing us to manage all aspects of each and every call. The Taylor Oil family of services, one number for all your energy needs. Call 410-749-2151 to speak to one of our qualified employees. Taylor Oil Company, day or night, our service never sleeps.
When you have damage caused by frozen or burst pipes, getting help fast is crucial. Royal Plus offers immediate and professional cleanup services if you should suffer damage from frozen pipes. Our water extraction and restoration repair technicians are experts at restoring any structure, location, or property type, and are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to respond to your water emergency. In disaster's wake, there's one call to make: Royal Plus. Find us at royalplus.com. We bring calm to the chaos.
So I work in the hospitality business, or even being a neonatal nurse. It's very important for me to have a great smile.
Business, it's all about connections and talking to people.
It just means so much to have a smile and being able to lift those sick people or people that aren't in the best situation.
When I'm receiving my customers, I can receive them with a beautiful smile.
Let's get started.
Your first consult is free. You know, a smile goes so far.
Call Tillman Orthodontics for your free consult.
The most incredible shopping on the beach, Blooming Boutique. Fashion, jewelry, and accessories as cool as an ocean breeze. You'll love this place. We put a smile on your face. You'll love this place. It's Blooming Boutique. Fashion.
Come visit Blooming Boutique, 2 convenient locations in downtown Lewes, Longneck, and bloomingboutique.com. Remember, we carry resort wear all year long.
Here's a reminder to stop putting off those well-deserved breaks because Tuesday is National Plan for Vacation Day. This day comes at the start of the year to remind you to plan your vacation days for the rest of the year. Millions of vacation days go unused each year, and that's why travel experts say planning ahead is key to making the most of your time off. Plus, having a trip on the books boosts happiness, mental health, and can even improve workplace productivity.
Okay, well, send me to Paris and let's see how well I can work right there, right? Anyway, our Gateway Subaru camera in Ocean City of 40 degrees. We're going to stay in the low 40s to upper 30s for the rest of the evening time. Our umbrella winner, Ken Miller of Milton. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling. If you want to keep up with your forecast with our telephone lines, you can call 443-880-9100. Your forecast is just a call away, sponsored by the law offices of Bruckstead, Mandales, and Federico. And finally, here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling exclusive 10-day forecast. 55 for tomorrow, then we'll drop by 11 degrees, back to 56 on Friday with a chance of scattered showers. That little thing right there, in case you're wondering, that's supposed to be a groundhog for Groundhog's Day. And then next week, we're going to go back to being cold with a low of 22 and a high of 40. But you know what? Let's worry about next week when we get there. Let's try to enjoy this mild weather in the afternoon for the next 3 days in a row.
All right, thanks again, Paul, and thanks to you for joining us for Coast TV News at 11. For some more local news and local weather, you can download our Coast TV News app. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is up next. We'll see you back here tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.